We are talking health and nutrition today with certified nutrition and eating psychology coach, Samantha Eaton.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so, and Samantha, sometimes it's not so much about, what you eat, but kind of when you're eating it. So today we're kind of talking about portion control, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people feel like they need portion control. They need to control themselves. So with portion control, you are kind of controlling how much food you eat in a serving. So it's a restrictive approach. There is a limit on how much food you think is okay to eat. And that tends to be a problem because it goes against how the body is wired to approach food, something we need for survival. Our physiology is programmed to kind of fight back when it senses our basic survival needs are being controlled, being restricted, or just not abundantly available, because it feels like its survival is in danger.
Okay, so you're saying that your body will fight against you if you're trying to control what you're eating?
So I have an example for you.
Okay.
Oxygen, right? We need oxygen to survive. So if you were to try to restrict and control and deprive your body of oxygen by holding your breath, eventually what's going to happen,
you're going to pass out.
You're going to hopefully before that, your survival mechanisms will kick in. You're going to take a big breath of air and lots of other little breaths to kind of compensate. And your body works the same way with food. When we try to control and restrict ourselves, our body feels deprived, it feels in danger, so it releases hormones to get us to eat again ASAP. So you start thinking about food all the time, craving sugar. When you do eat, you kind of have a hard time stopping, making you more prone to overeat.
Well, how do we go about this then? What should we do instead? Because I know a lot of people take that approach where they're trying to be restrictive. So what should we do?
So it's kind of the opposite. So instead of micromanaging and forcing how much you think you should eat, flipping it to working with your body instead. We all have natural hunger and fullness signals in our body. So those are pretty much our own little cheat system for a portion control system built into our body. At any given time, your body will tell you, this is how much food you need right now. So it kind of takes the guesswork out and you don't have to force anything.
Okay, so you got 4 tips for us, right?
I do.
You say your 4 tips. The first one is get to know your hunger cues.
Yes. So again, that goes with your body telling you when it's hungry. A lot of people think that it's just your stomach growling.
So when I get angry, does that?
Yeah, absolutely. Creepiness, moodiness, that can be a hunger cue. It can be feeling tired, fatigued, brain fog. I know for me, if I have trouble focusing on my work, my brain's like, you need food. So if we ignore those hunger cues because we don't know what they are, we're going to get overly hungry. And when you get overly hungry, you're way more apt to just keep on eating.
And the next thing we should do is eat those balanced meals throughout the day, right?
Yeah, so prioritizing the major macronutrients, protein, fat, carbs, fiber, and not skipping meals. So when our body doesn't get enough food, or if it doesn't get enough of those macronutrients, it's gonna have a hard time recognizing those signals. Those signals won't be firing as strong, so you won't know, am I hungry, am I full? And it will promote overeating potentially as well.
Okay, the next one you say is to eat slow and be in tune. What do you mean?
Yeah, so essentially when you're eating, if you're eating really fast or while you're distracted, you're not going to notice those cues, right? Like if you're sitting down with like a nice thing of popcorn and you're just shoveling it into your mouth, all of a sudden it's gone and you're stuffed because you didn't notice that. So serving yourself on a bowl or on a plate, sitting down, paying attention, checking in with yourself throughout the meal. Am I still hungry? Do I want to keep eating?
You mean you ask yourself those questions actually when you're eating?
Mindfulness, exactly.
Be careful with that
It'll
stuff.
and then if you finish the food and you're still hungry, get more. Your body clearly needs more. But if you're not sure, just like wait 10 minutes and then reassess. Do I want more or not?
So the last one here is to practice forgiveness, which I think we all need to do in all areas of life, but especially when you maybe overeat.
Yeah, I mean, if we beat ourselves up or feel guilty about it, that's not going to be helpful. And we're more apt to be like, you know what, screw it. I've already messed up. Damage is already done. I may as well just keep eating, and that tends to make things worse in the end.
And then this goes more than just eating. This is really kind of like an overall thing of like a holistic way of kind of living there.
Absolutely. Mindfulness, doing things with intention, it makes such a big difference.
Well, healthyeaton.com is where we can find more from you. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.